Welcome back to Tran Wins Tactics Ogre. Today we are going to use our first class mark ever. I have created a spreadsheet which will help calculate the optimum class for any character, as well as which character is going to be the top unit for that class. Those are two separate things. One is just looking at the character and saying, what should that person be? Another is looking at all the classes. Who would be the top dog if I needed just one person for that? Now, unfortunately, this character here is not going to be the top dog for Beast Tamer, but I wanted this sprite or model for that because this is the Dragon Tamer for the SNES Ogre Battle March of the Black Queen game. And that's I like that sprite. I'm told that it counts as a male character in the SNES version. Whether it's intentional or not, I have no idea, but it just seems really cool compared to the male version, which is this. It looks like just a regular hoodlum, I guess. We will cover the new guest stars as we approach in each battle. When with an archer, obtain a buff card and perform an action to debuff the enemy. Let's take a look at the enemy map. Okay, this is a really, really bad looking map. This is my first generation of map that I was making. This was never meant to be for public consumption. Anybody who's watched my channel knows that I take very, very diligent notes on everything I do. This is kind of a behind the scenes approach of what exactly is my prep work for each episode. This is actually the second take of this because the first run at this map took 50 minutes. Oh, there was a partial reason. It was that I was trying to recruit these guys, these octopi, and it was just taking forever. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna settle for, if I get them, fine. If not, at least you understand the concept. You want to recruit these octopi so that you can auction them off, and if you don't want the grenade that comes out of auctioning them off, you can at least enjoy the money. These circular enemies are enemies that are randomly there or not. The enemy will have 3 of these selections to appear. I would suggest making one of the octopi appear so that you can get 3 of them. The ones that have a drop table were ones that I specifically noted as something a little bit different than normal. So for example, this guy will pretty much always drop a portion of his gear. This right here indicates Gauntlet, Dread Knight's Mark, and Silver Oberech. I think that might be how you say it. The gauntlets won't always be there. This is just the first draft of my version of a map. Normally, I just make a bunch of chicken scratch that. No one's ever supposed to see that. And so, for example, this is just me trying to figure out, like, hey, does this guy have a regular drop? He doesn't. While this is a warrior that uses a hammer, which is a Morningstar, this is just basically consider him as a normal drop from here on out. So in future renditions of this kind of map, I won't be showing these things like Aspis and Chainmail. That just means regular drop. However, certain characters, like this one, will drop a Beastmaster's Mark, at least most of the time as far as I can tell. Now, this is the first time we've encountered a Terror Knight. Whenever you encounter a class for the first time in story mode, he is specifically set to drop more marks. So you can either recruit him, and he's not really a special Terror Knight at all. I've compared his stats. I've even made a spreadsheet to do stat comparisons. But yeah, I would rather have 3 marks than a normal, perfectly ordinary Terror Knight. So we will defeat him instead of capture him. But we do want the octopi, so that's why we made Morgan not Dragon Tamer, a Beast Tamer. All right, back to the game. Let's go and deploy, and I'll introduce our new guest stars who have joined our army.
The wheel spins true. You'll find them in Ashton, they said, and here you are. Not every day you chance on a mark with 30,000 Goth.
There are your headhunters, Denam. I know them by the dull light in their eyes.
Ho ho ho! A comely maid with a curdled tongue. I approve. Don't worry, little lass. You'll be spared. You alone. A man grows lonely so far from home, hey? Well, let's begin, shall we? Look sharp, boys. Let one go. It'll mean your purse.
Doesn't look like there's a third octopi here, so that's fine. I would personally suggest that you re-enter the map until you get an octopus to appear. Those blue triangles that were on the map earlier, those are the hidden items, so you'll need a Rune Fencer for each of them. This is Covey. He's named after A1234 Cove 5678. This is a wizard who can fly, but flying is not actually as powerful as it may seem on this map, and I'll explain more in a minute. This is Cooper, named after Henry Cooper in our YouTube subscriptions. This is Kelpie, named after Kelpie Gaming. This is Wolfe, named after dawggydawgtown in our subscriptions. Now, one of the reasons why flying is not as powerful as it may seem is that your character who is flying has to end his turn where any normal character could stop. This means that I can't actually fly from here to here. However, the one advantage is that if an enemy were blocking a square, yes, you could fly over him. So maybe there's someone here and I'm here. I could just fly over him. But other than that, flying is not as powerful as having Rune Fencers on the map. This is Morgan, named after Morgan Wright in our subscriptions. I want Nestor in there because then they'll pick up the card and get a free smack. We'll need the Beast Tamer in order to capture the octopi. Beast Tamers can throw things like that you just saw. They can throw medicine to each other. It says throw an equipped item. Well, the equipped item is not your weapon or shield. The equipped item are things like min leaves. This is Buffet. You may be thinking, no, that's Buffett, as in Warren Buffett. No. This guy's named after KingBoxLunch. So in the last map, I had learned a lot about how enemy spawns work. By this recording, I have learned a lot about how RT works, as well as enemy drops. So standing here is actually very safe, except for the octopi. These guys will never be able to melee her. Enemy drops, you can generally consider each item that the enemy has to be a certain percentage to drop. They're pretty much guaranteed to drop one object. I'm assuming that when they don't drop any objects, you get a green card, which is a rare event, and you should enjoy it. So the octopi, I don't know if they will always spawn water element, but that's something to bear in mind, is that all the octopi I've met so far are water. I mean, throwing a lightning-based, and both of my Rune Fencers happen to be lightning, throwing lightning-based enemies into the water after them sounds like a pretty good idea. I don't think I can reach anybody from here. I can, nope, it'll smack Kashua. Beasts, as far as I can tell, have an automatic counter ability. If you hit them with a ranged attack, they can throw a boulder at you. If you hit them with a melee attack, they can hit you with their beak or tentacles or whatever they happen to have. And I didn't want you to kill them, but that's fine. Again, I don't want to spend 15 minutes on this map. That's why I'm doing this as a second time. Because I eventually took control of everybody so they wouldn't kill the octopi, and then spent time just trying to recruit, fail, recruit, fail, recruit, fail. It may say 30%, but when it comes to me, I have awful luck. My kids have even gotten to, they've coined the term, I have dad luck, as in bad luck. As far as these recordings will go, I'll just show you the concept, but it won't be an exact replica of what happened. For example, in my playthrough of this map, Kashua survived fine. I don't know if she will in this particular run. So one of the reasons why I've given Denam a dagger for this particular fight is the dagger's finishing blow does a range of 2, which is great for something like this, where there's platforming all to be had. Okay, so here's how RT works. Things like skills, while they may seem free other than the mana cost, they actually add more RT counter. Steps also count as an RT counter, as we kind of alluded to before, but now I have the exact math behind everything. A character who is agile takes 4 RT per tile. If they move through something that costs 2 tiles, such as water, it takes 8 RT, because it's 2 movement. A character who is slow takes 5 RT per tile. A character who is flying takes 6 RT per tile. It's whatever your base RT is at the very beginning of the map before you even deploy, because that time your RT is ticking down. That's your in-turn, you do nothing timer, which is a calculation of all of your weight combined with your class RT. For example, a warrior class has 82 as a base RT. Special named characters such as Sarah, Voltaire, Canopus, and Denam, those are all characters with a special RT modifier or lower RT, so they're even better than their stats. You can't normally lower a character's RT, like Covey will always have his base RT. Okay, so we've covered your base RT, weight, and movement. Attacking, it says here RT plus 10. That's fine. So when I swing this mage staff, which I purchased for the purposes of making this recording go faster, rather than using the Sybil staff, whenever I attack with this mage staff, it costs him 10 RT when he ends his turn. If he uses his finishing blow, it costs him 15 RT. Now, many finishing blows are 15 RT, which you may say like, okay, well, yes, the RT of your finishing blows should cost more. Okay, that's fine. I'd like to point out, though, that a warrior can swing as a Y-hander for 30 RT, but I know he doesn't have one equipped. Yeah, he could swing as Y-hander for 30 RT, but use a finishing move that costs 15 RT. So he would actually use finishing moves faster. I'm not saying that's a bug or anything. I'm just letting you know that as far as RT calculations are concerned, these are kind of the kind of things you might want to consider. He's not low enough to capture yet. Yeah, he's nowhere near. But you understand the concept is we would soften this target and try to get him in our team. So after the conclusion of each map, I will load the save I had where I did it on my own. That will result in 3 octopi joining my army, because that's what actually happened. See, at this point, if you wanted to, you should right-click, interrupt, and then select disable all AI, and then try to capture him, and have everybody just do something else. But we're trying to make sure that the episodes are moving along fluidly. Ooh, that looks really tasty. Let's do that. Moving would just cost him a flat 4 RT. It's not the percentage or anything. It's not going to say suddenly you move so you have 50% more RT cost. As time goes on, of course, I'll learn more about the game and try to give you that information. That being said, that information, even my drop tables and stuff, it's probably already out there because this is a 10, 15-year-old game. And this is just the first time for me. It's new to me. So the information is probably already out there. Pretty much everybody has 14 in every ability. Now, as far as proficiencies go, whenever your character gets a level, just a regular level, while they have a skill to level up, they get 30% in that skill. You still have to get hit or use that ability to get experience in it. But if you level up, you get 30%, which is one of the reasons why I slap down skills when we increase our union level cap. Alright, both octopi are down, so we'll go ahead and let the computer take control of Morgan. I don't want her to necessarily run in there, though. I don't think the Stalwart Defender is going to do much for her. On this map, Zapan will flee as he gets low health. Even if you take him down to 0 hit points, you don't count as a kill for him, meaning that any items he pick up will be gone. Alright, we'll go and assign Kelpie Gaming to take care of healing and Cooper to take care of shooting. They can pretty much see everybody's hit points without me getting involved. Ruination, although it's a lance-based attack, does only hit one enemy. Here's what I mean. If I use a Volge and attack him, he's going to end up attacking Buffet as well. So we'll just use Ruination here. And that's why I'm using daggers there. It's really good for being able to hit enemies across a little ravine.
You there, warrior. You've the look of a man who settles for digging in the dust when he could be moving mountains. You'll find more glory in battle than chasing after a pittance of bounty, eh?
Glory in battle? Ha! There's no glory to be had there. Not anymore. Balmamusa made a cripple of Galgastan. She only has the one leg left, and that already in the grave.
Little profit to be had from laying siege to Coritanae, then?
Aye, that's the truth of it. Well, still profit in claiming heads like yours, though.
You couldn't have just fled. I gave him healing items. And we will go ahead and take command real quick of Morgan. Here's another item. There's 2 items over here I haven't yet collected because my Rune Fencer's been too busy being engaged in battle. So if I don't happen to get them, that's fine, but it's good for you to know that there are items there if you choose to get them. Here's one of them. And the other one's down here. If I don't collect it during this run, which it doesn't look like it will be, it is on the map that I showed at the beginning of this match. Alright, you go ahead and heal up Cannabis, even if the match is almost over. I can use items willy-nilly because I'm not really keeping the results of this. I can show off items for recording purposes, so I don't have to reserve them anymore. Yeah, he's not going to get there in time. It's fine. One of the reasons why your characters will generally fight the boss last when given other opportunities, because right now he is actually kind of surrounded by my guys, but the AI is going to generally prioritize him last. That's not because they're trying to drag out the fight or anything, or even milk more XP for you. I think it's because the boss tends to be more durable than other enemies. So the AI thinks, what's the target I could do the best against? It's not the boss. Jeez. Seriously? I guess you probably wouldn't have been able to reach him anyways if you had backed off. So I think she's using a longbow. Going back so you can heal.
Ah! That was ill played! Pull back! These ones are keep for later.
What? Running away? After all your talk of glory? Bristle-bearded boar.
That mouth ne'er opens but a mealy nugget spills forth. I tarry longer just for that. But next time, fair lass, next time!
The spoils you see at the end are just unclaimed loot bags. From what I can tell after my testing, contrary to what current belief is, you don't get loot from enemy undead you have not exorcised. If whether it's 3 you didn't exercise, or the last one that you couldn't exercise, you don't get loot from that. I also disagree with the perception that you get level ups based on your class, but this is just my limited playing. I don't know for sure. From what I've been able to figure out by my note-taking, those are the results. Let's go ahead and check out the Warren report, and we'll load our previous save on the way. No new talks. We should have an entry on Zapan the Mercenary, a soldier with the Walister Resistance. He is a sellsword who trades his services for coin, willing to take on any task for the right price. They say he would sell his own mother to line his pockets. Win with the Rune Fencer, use Magic Heal, and obtain a buff card. Take a look at the map. we can see that I've cleaned up quite a bit on this. It's not still perfect. For example, you can tell that I'm obviously screenshotting and then splicing together the map, and you can see from the cloud icon, cloud edges here, it's very hard edges. The camera buttons and stuff. I didn't really clean up the map too much. Again, people were never really supposed to see these things that I'm making as my own notes, and so I wouldn't normally put this much energy and time into it. They did not look like this before. They looked closer to the first map. The hidden treasures are green this time because blue does not show up all well on blue. By this point, I've learned a little bit more about enemy drops. So instead of marking down like, hey, this guy dropped a helmet and an axe or something, I just left him blank. If it's blank, it means that they drop their gear. This guy will drop his gear plus coins. This fairy right here, you can try to recruit her. You can't recruit this rogue imp, who also counts as a fairy, but you can recruit this one. However, if you defeat her instead, you get 3 familiar marks. I'd rather get the 3 familiar marks. When you defeat her, you get a boon of swiftness, which she does carry, so you would get that when recruiting her. But she does not carry the major heal spell, which heals a small area effect. She does, however, carry heal 2, which will heal one target with slightly more potency than heal 1. This is the boss right here, and we can see that this lightning character has green text. That is an allied character, not a guest character yet. I mean, the game doesn't qualify her as a guest, meaning she won't get experience or anything like that. If it matters to you. For all the player will care about, she's a suicidal compatriot whose initial AI will have her spend the first 2 turns moving south, but after that, it's pretty much fair game, and she may just start moving back north to get herself killed. I think that's everything I wanted to cover here. We are also introduced to our first time ever clay golems. We don't currently have the creature. They're called doll masters in the SNES Tactics game, but here I think they're called warlocks. We don't currently have access to warlocks, so we can't recruit these guys. Alright, back to the game. The boss does drop random gear, but he does have a special Ring of the Horde +1 that I would recommend you retry the map over and over until you get it.
Take the scouts alive! They'll talk, or they'll scream.
Decurion, I know this woman. She led the ambush at Lodum.
This is the Thunder Maiden?
What of it? Near 600 fell at my bidding, 'tis true. Would you deliver their vengeance? The blood of tenfold that number stains your hands. And then there is Balmamusa. I'll not be lectured by the likes of you.
Is that Aracel? The Golgastani have her outnumbered. We must help.
Oh, it is she pursues us. What cause have we to help her?
Sister, no doubt you are right. But I will live with no more regrets.
My dear Denam.
I wasn't able to showcase all of the characters that we get from Aracel's troop in the last map, but here during this rescue operation, they will make their debut. Right, the first item was right over here. Well, actually, this is the first item. I wonder if I can throw a rock at that. Yeah. This is Scooter, named after subscriber THEMOPED. This is Kagara, named after G. Kagara, the commenter, who has commented on almost every Tactics Over video that I have posted.
Aracel, I'm coming. Draw closer if you can.
Explain yourself, Denam. I am your sworn enemy. I name you traitor.
I am no traitor, but I was wrong to fight for the Duke. I see that now.
Still you spout treason. Stay back! Any closer and I'll kill you!
Aracel, your faith in Leonard is understandable. I would fain believe him myself. But Leonard has lost his way. He forgets that no aim, no matter how lofty, is ever served by sin. He was not like this before. I fear he has lost his way.
It's true then? Leonard is responsible for Balmamusa? Abuna. I can't believe it. I do not want to believe.
Nor do I. But the blood of our people soaks his sword. Perhaps, as High Champion of the Knights of Almorica, he placed duty before honor.
Why him? Why was he alone tasked with such a burden?
I know no more than you. Indeed, it vexes me that I did not espy it in his heart before it was too late.
No. I loved him. It is I should have known. Perhaps it was my love that blinded me.
Offensive spells level up your skills. So we take a look at her. We can see that because she reached level 14 in the previous map, she's able to get higher weapon proficiencies. So I find it easy for Rune Fencers to level up their skills because I just slap a bunch of weapons on them and cast Lightning Bow or whatever several times. Oh, healing also counts as an offensive spell as far as magic buff cards are concerned. And cudgels, their finishing strike, counts as physical attacks still, even though people say that they count as magical attacks. Maybe that's true, but as far as buff cards are concerned, it's only the physical buff cards that affect it. I personally do not believe that. I guess I continue to fly in the face of regular wisdom here. Is it this tile, I think, that has the item? So one of the reasons why we're bringing Kagara out is we can see that these golems are taking quite a bit of punishment, and this golem here is earth, and this golem here is ice. So fire works well against them, as well as things can expect. Like, for example, this is an arrow, and arrows don't seem to do that much damage against them. I've tested it out. I've run this map with comparative weapons that do piercing damage, thrusting damage basically, and weapons that do bashing, and the bashing does do a little bit more damage, even if its attack is a little bit lower. I've also compared it to like other characters who have got their gear stripped down, so I could figure out the numbers. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I think the reason why my sleep spell had 50% accuracy last time, the Port Asyton mission, was probably because of Spell Strike. I just got so used to ignoring it that I didn't even think about that in my assumptions about spell accuracy. Just take command of this cleric who's hanging out in the back. Far, too far in the back. Yeah, that clears up that side. Now Aristo's gonna head back north. As I said, she basically for 2 turns will do the right thing and head towards you, but after that she is blinded by rage and whatever. That's not really the case. It's just AI. AI being AI. I keep feeling like I'm attacking my own knight there, but that's even though they're wearing blue, that is not my knight. I have been able to find arrows can hit other units in front. I was eventually able to get that to happen. It's unlikely though. You're less likely to be able to block an arrow. Alright, Aristo's in the clear as far as enemy melee combatants go. And of course she's gonna rush towards that golem. That sound that these guys are making, I think it's the exact sound that the enemy skeletons made in the original Arena games. That's Daggerfall, Oblivion, Skyrim. I never did play Skyrim. I mean, I'm sure it's a good game. I have trouble keeping up with Tactics Ogre and getting that recorded and edited. I don't think I could keep up with Skyrim. the enemy boss here will perish when you complete the map. So this is not one of, or so if he does pick up any loot, you are free to take it back. Forget if it's here or here. That's why I have my maps. But I'm not going to consult it while recording, so it's not that big a deal. Jeez! You didn't even heal anybody. You just ran over there. Fine, whatever. I'm sure he'll die. What was that about? You are set to fierce attacker. Guess you probably can't reach him. Fine, alright, I'll accept that. Game.
My life spills on the ground. Oh, forgive me, brothers. Your deaths go unavenged.
I can go no further. I surrender, Denam. I'm too weary to go on.
Then your life is mine, but I will not claim it here.
So I am to be your hostage. Do not think such tactics will dissuade the Duke.
You have it wrong. We wish only to clear our names. Watch with your eyes, listen with your ears. Witness the truth of this war for yourself. If you still cannot trust me, your life will be yours once more, and my life yours as well.
Your words have a ring of truth, but I am a knight of Almorica. Honor demands evidence more substantial.
Then I will speak on this no more. Come, we should be going.
There we go. We happen to get the Ring of the Horde +1 here. Aerosols joined the party. The craft command has been added to the shop screen because we found a recipe book as a victory, as a reward for that map. To craft an item, you'll need the necessary materials and the appropriate recipe. Refer to the play guide and the award report for more details. New title earned, The Merciful. Shops have new items in stock. We'll read the update. She clashed with Denam, believing him responsible, but was driven back. Denam later saved her during a battle with Galgastani forces. She now accompanies Denam, seeking to uncover the truth of the massacre. Crystal's Fans, a Galgastani who served his clan in battle. Before joining the army, he was the leader of a crew calling themselves the Scoundrels. Based in Port Asyton, seeing the resurgence of conflict as an opportunity to rise in the ranks, he responded by recruiting his friends, many of whom still call him brother. His old crew was mostly illiterate, and Vance himself was not well educated, but his experience on the rough side of the streets gave him excellent insight and judgment, and he was just and fair with his men. As the name suggests, a Decurion is in command of only 10 people. It was not a particularly challenging role, but Vance always said he had no intention of resting on his laurels. He ran across Boum Irisel of the Walister Resistance in Xeod Moors, and tried to capture her to gather information, but Denam came to her rescue, and after an exchange, he was killed. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for any wolf who dares bare his fangs at you should always be ready for his teeth to break. Perform an attack at 100% accuracy, win with an archer, and use a recruit skill. Remember that the guest archer does not count for your sub-objective mission. take a look at the map. Alright, this is actually more cleaned up than before. It just doesn't look like it because of all the special drops. These yellow named creatures are creatures that are possible to appear. In the previous map, there's always set 10. But in this map, there's these mini creatures that are possible to appear and possible not to appear. I would recommend restarting the map until you get the Flood Dragon and Cloud Dragon to appear, and optionally the Octopus for another capture. Now, for the Flood Dragon and Cloud Dragon, while yes, you will want them for the future, if you defeat them now, instead, you will get worm marks. If you defeat them in the future, like if you find another Flood Dragon online, he won't have worm marks, so I would go ahead and get them here while you can. This is the boss, and all the orange names are creatures or units that are static. They will always be there. I think that's pretty much covers it. Oh, and I went ahead and popped in the best item I found while looting that location. It doesn't mean it's the only item. I mean, bundle of herbs, basically a pile of leaves, shows up a lot, but out of, let's say 3 or 4 tries at this map, that's the best item I get out of this spot here. I've got mana herbs here and mending herbs here, or whatever they're called. So it doesn't mean that is the only thing or the best thing, it's just that's what I happen to draw, so that's what I put down as my notes. At the end of the map, the boss will drop these things at a minimum, but optionally, just like before, he does have another ring that I would suggest you farm for. I mean, you don't have to, you can always buy it later, but back to the game. We're going to let the AI try to take over this time around and see how they do, but they're probably going to do pretty badly.
Resistance? Here? I thought they rallied in the Songe you wield. Wait. I know that face. You're the Walister that did for Balmamusa. I saw the bill for your bounty. Bad enough you made it seem our work, but to slaughter your own. Faithless swine. So young for acts so foul. No wonder the Duke outmaneuvered you so easily.
Believe what you will. We played no part in that pantomime.
It's no good. Even our fellow Walister are convinced you were behind it. What hope have you of convincing this crowd of your innocence? And the fact remains, they are Galgastani and we are Walister. We are honor-bound to fight.
It's as the lady says. I care nothing for the bounty on your heads. One Walister is much like another, only good to me dead. Rally to me! For our brothers, for our homeland!
If Aracel did not survive in the previous map, the lady who talks is instead Kashua, and she'll say pretty much the same thing. Let's see what the AI does. Now remember that one of the reasons why it's more difficult for the AI to succeed at this map by itself is if you wish to recruit Aracel, she will need to survive this match. And we've seen the AI in action. Why? Why would you do that, Aracel? enemy in the back, I've never been able to get him to the beast tamer in the back. I've never been able to get him to drop his blowgun. While you could probably recruit him to get the blowgun, it doesn't sell in the store, by the way. I'd rather defeat him and get the coins. Gives you more value than the blowgun itself, unless you're looking for the stun effect of the blowgun. Aerosol, if you would just back up a little bit, we could do a better job keeping you healthy. As with before, this boss will be defeated upon victory, so you will get any loot back that the boss picks up. Okay, Kashua. Yeah, I'm surprised the AI was able to pull it off without any incapacitations on my side.
My struggle ends too soon. Glory to Galgastan. Glory.
We did not, for this particular battle, get his ring, but we did get one of his katanas. Still, I would suggest redoing the map until you get the ring, if you have the stomach for it. Now that Arisel's a proper guest, she actually gets experience from the battle. Oh, yeah. Okay, the Gonzo is his name. I forget. He doesn't get an entry, probably because he's a ninja, and it would be contradictory to have a full biography on him. I think that's kind of an amusing touch. Win with the knight in the battle party. I kind of wonder, why don't they... Probably they don't want to flood you with information, but you can only see the rewards after you click on this. They don't show you the reward. Anyways, I wonder if they want you to be an axe using knight or something, like as your main character. Probably not. It's probably just a coincidence. We're going to party 5. There's no scout icon. Kind of wonder, can my AI handle it this time? I mean, let's try it. Before we embark, let's go ahead and show you what... Actually, no, we'll go ahead and embark, and then I'll show you the map.
There's no one here. Strange. Perhaps they've already joined the others in the songe you wield. What? Impossible.
Good to see you again, Denam. And looking so well. I worried some second-rate headhunter had done for you.
What are you doing here? The Holy Knight Lanselot. Where is he?
Vice, what business have you here? I thought you in the songe you wield.
And I thought you dead, Arisel. Guess we were both wrong. They say you ignored Leonar's orders and chased down Denam. But this... Oh, so that's the way of it. Turned traitor, have you? Fool woman, you choose the losing side.
I choose no side until I have judged for myself who the traitors among us truly are.
What are you doing here, Vice? Where's Lancelot?
All these years, and still you surprise me. I did not think false whispers would lure you so easily. Your Zenobian's not here. No doubt he's in Rhyme by now, deep in his cups. Sorry you won't be joining them, but you die here. Duke's orders. None with eyes at Balmamusa are to live.
What?
You too, Arisel. If the truth were to get out, it would mean no end of trouble.
You were at Balmamusa, Vice?
Aye, that I was. With your beloved Leonar, no less. So wait. You knew nothing of what was planned? Not a word?
No. No. Leonar must be mad. Only a lunatic would pay such price for victory.
Pity you learn the truth, girl. There'll be no reconciling with Leonar now. You're not one to look the other way. Kill them all. Spare no one.
Vanquish Vice. Oh, you bet I will. Or at least the AI will try to. First, let's pause. Take a look at him. He is an assassin. Killer of men for hire who will use any means at their disposal to claim the mark. He uses a pair of daggers, so to that effect, my character is equipped with the dagger support skill. I'm not entirely sure that will help. I haven't tested it yet, but I will test it soon. And he's got all this extra gear that I don't, like Balder gauntlets, Balder armor, Balder helm. He's also level 15. We're capped at level 14. He has a Ring of the Horde. That's the only thing I match him in, because I've got a Ring of the Horde +1. Let's see, he's got double attack, which means that he gets to swing both of his melee weapons, and death proof, meaning that he gets immunity to many abilities. He does have a finishing blow. He is also water. I didn't plan this out, but I happen to be lightning. Kashua happens to be earth as well, So she's strong against Denam, and Denam is strong against Vice, which I think is amusing to me. Alright, let me go and show you my map. So this is my most polished of maps. First, and again, I don't know if... I didn't put an element on him because I'm assuming it's dependent on whatever he's generated with. And I don't know if the element's always lightning, but in my case it is. So that's what I put down for the time being. As I mentioned, this is the first time I played this game, so I don't really know the ins and outs, but I do study everything that I'm exposed to very carefully. So we can see that this character, the Cyclops, will drop some coins, a log, and a leather if you happen to defeat him, but you can also use a beast tamer to capture him. The log and leather, I assume, are normal drops for a Cyclops, so it's probably worth it to go ahead and grab him instead and then auction him off. The Dragoon, you can recruit this Dragoon, it's the first one you've met, but if you'd rather take him out, you'll get, oh, her, it's a her in this case, you'll get 3 Dragoon marks instead. So I would suggest taking her out. It's Beast Tamer. I mean, by this point you should have Beast Masters, but this one happens to carry 3 marks instead of 1. If you were trying to decide between recruit or kill, hopefully that helps you get your answer. Same thing with this Terror Knight right here. You know, you can decide recruit or kill. The Flame Dragon drops Fireworm marks. This Cleric happens to be light. I think it's probably like the second one or third one that you see by this point. And I will say that now that I'm able to experiment with the light Cleric that we got from Aracel's army, they are indeed better, but you're probably lacking in light charms. It's probably easier to get more light Clerics and more light charms. So there's that. These are the drops. I mean, I put red herbs because you can find red herbs for each one of these, but you'll probably find bundle of leaves instead. Since there's no deployment square for scouting, I colored that myself. This is where your characters will start, and this is where these 3 will be. This is my most refined version of the map. It took me 4 hours to create all of these maps. I don't know why it took so long, but it's probably because I was making everything pixel perfect or something. Also, maybe redrawing the map and regenerating the map over and over to make sure that I had all the enemies, loots, I guess. Yeah, it kind of makes sense then. Alright, back to the game. Alright, so this is the last try of me trying to get both of them in the same take. I have removed her Spirit Surge, so she's back to being barehanded. So I did like that better. I did like her hugging the Cyclops better than I liked her rushing out these 5. Oh yeah, she's not barehanded, she has a shield. Which is still better than doing nothing. I could flank and then cast a spell, but he doesn't have... Longtail doesn't have mana anyways. You know, I probably should actually throw the rock instead for 10 RT rather than whatever the RT is of the spear. Could this be it? Could this be the one? If you had bashed from here or there, actually, if you had bashed from exactly where you were, no wait, you were over here, weren't you? Yeah, I think you were right here. Fine. Oh, if Aerosol weren't there, I could hit through these three for the super attack. And one of the things I bought was a whip, finally. I don't actually need to buy these things, because right after this map, I can find all the spells and the whips and everything else. Instead of having to buy them. But just to get through this map with both characters alive, I think this is what we'll end up doing. I need Kashua alive because I want to show you her dialogue. The problem most players will have is trying to keep Aerosol alive. I've tried giving her a crossbow, to which she just runs up even closer on the first move. I've even tried giving her no weapon, and with expected results from the AI. One thing I like about the upgraded crossbow is the chance to stun. Yeah, the fire dragon is stunned, but that hasn't yet had a chance to take effect. The cleric would have just healed herself, no biggie. That never mattered in the scheme of things. Please run. No, it's kind of a wash. She's closer to these guys now, but alright. Oh, not even in the view of any of that. I might just chuck the orb and still hit people. I might move the knight in just so I can throw the orb down. Let's see here. What are we looking at damage? 137, 99. 3 hits, or 2.5 maybe for that. More than 3, so it's probably better to go for her. What about Ruination? How would that do? Oh, that would probably kill her. Unless it does much, otherwise it's just like the minimum or something. Just 1 damage over, but that was good enough. Alright, please, Aerosol, do not walk in this direction. Just try to back up some, then hopefully I can get the orb off. We need to hit him 2 times to get that, but doesn't look like I'm going to have the opportunity, so we'll need to do a finishing strike. You have the mana for that? You do. Alright. Hopefully you'll do enough damage. Alright, that's 2. This is probably it. Okay, that saved me like 100 damage right there. Okay, let's choose an attack her. Okay, now Aerosol's getting her butt kicked. Uh-oh. Whoa. Aerosol's armor did help out quite a bit there, because I think she was taking 150 per swing. So So she is wearing chainmail +1 at this time. Let's get him in there. If I can offer up other targets of opportunity, they might not pick on Aerosol so much. $328, $252. It's probably the most opportune to do it to her. Trying to decide if I should be on the other side to protect Aerosol, or I mean Kashua, but I think she's far back enough. Finally. You don't need the top-of-the-line gear to win the map, but obviously it will help, especially if you're trying to keep both Aerosol and Kashua in one piece in one take. Fine, I can lob. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for that. I've never lobbed before. I didn't get a chance to do that last time. Before I just said like, this is not working. Here we go. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. That's nice. $12, $128. I'll up her. Right, that should be 4 enemies, so I should get the dialogue with Kashua this time. As soon as the relevant person's turn comes up. They might need healing. No, we look good. 140. That looks really tasty. Let's do that. Been this way. I think we'll keep Vice from going left, so we'll do that.
Vice, call off your men. There is no need for this.
You disobeyed orders at your own peril. Traitors!
Orders? That was a call to slaughter innocents. What man could heed that?
This man could. How are you unable to see it, Denam? History will show that our countrymen's sacrifice built our future anew.
Vice, what's happened to you?
Stand in front of Aerosol. Hopefully that'll help out.
A life spent hiding from soldiers. Brings back old times, eh? After the Dark Knights attacked Goliath, We three hid in a deserted house near the church, waiting for the barkroom to withdraw. Our stomachs were empty, our hearts full of fear they would discover us. You swore you would never live like that again, Kashua.
Your point eludes me.
It's not too late, Kashua. Come with me. I can have you spared with a word. Where has following Denam led you? Always running, always hiding. It wearies you. I see it in your eyes. Wouldn't you rather walk in the light?
Shadow? Light? I care not. My only wish is to stand at Denam's side.
Jeez. Uh-oh, please don't hit the cleric. Okay, good. I mean, even though it's for recording purposes, I don't want to have an incap on tape in that then it conveys the wrong story.
Do you feel nothing, Vice? How can you look upon the wreckage of Balmamusa and not weep with shame? We have known each other since we were children. How can you lift your sword against a friend?
Because I know that what I do is right, Kashua. I'm no murderer, but this is war. We are not playing at soldiers anymore. And I am not content to sit grousing about injustice when the means to end this suffering is within my grasp.
As you ended the suffering of so many of your countrymen in Balmamusa,
I see you place all the evils of war at my door. Tell me, what would you have done if Denam had heeded Leonard? Heeded the Duke's orders in Balmamusa? What if he had chosen as I did? What then? No, stay your answer. I already know. Readily would you have joined in the slaughter, Kashua?
never. I would never.
Alright, there, we finally get Kashua's statement. I thought she was stuck. Maybe she jumps better than normal clerics. Wouldn't surprise me. Let me see here. A jump 2, 3, and a cleric. 2, 3. I remember sticking someone in there. They were not able to get out. Maybe it was a wizard. All right. Oh, I was trying to target that tile game. Fine. Don't really want to stand in front of Vice right there.
There are many in Almorica who are as I was, blind to the truth of Balmamusa. Will you go on deceiving them? How long can you carry on such deception?
As long as need be, if we are careful. The people care nothing for truth. They need only a story they can convince themselves is true.
You are wrong. Without truth, we are lost.
When Denam told you the truth, were you quick to believe him? Did you not yet cling to Leonard's tale? Then, as now, you believe only what you want to believe.
And we get aerosols. Excellent. This is the take. Get all the dialogue. So we have Lobber in 2 turns. Unfortunately, I can't fly over and just shove Vice 2 squares up. But I could hit my knight. That would actually pay off. If I throw it here, I will be able to get all of them. Okay. That being said, all I really need to do is kill Vice at this point. I'm pretty sure I get all the dialogue. How much damage would this do to my knight? It doesn't hurt him? Really? This is friendly fire safe? Okay, well, I mean, Okay. I think I can get any angle on them. Stand in your way. Can't get you, can I? No. Let's just stand in your way and cast a heal on somebody. I'm gonna murder all of them. You have no idea how long I've been at this map trying to get both Kashua and RSL alive in the same take. See here, Vice will move next, but if I stand here and face this way to end it, he can't go further that way. He'd have to walk around if he wanted to get to these two. So this looks like it would do. What's your mana? You have enough mana to do a finisher, so we've got to kill you by this end of this before your next move. Or failing that, make sure my characters are healthy enough to survive a finisher. Or does that dexterity? Again, even though I'm not keeping it, I don't want to look like I don't... Like, it was, say, an intelligence card. I'm sure I'll get mocked mercilessly for giving it to a warrior. Oh, seriously? That is the worst spot. You are now between all the enemies. He'll be able to pretty much hit any of those guys. Extra damage. Yeah, let's do that. Because Lobber's coming up next. I think it'll be amusing. Does it do extra damage? I don't think it did. This is fine. You wouldn't be able to kill him, but I hit probably 3, 7, 9 enemies for 200 damage each. Those 3 lobber grenades did 1800 damage.
This could have gone better. We withdraw for now. No going back to Ashton Denam. Your route is cut off. There's nowhere to run. And no surrendering either. I'll kill you with my own hands.
You flee, Vice. Coward! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth. You'll never escape what you did in Balmamusa. Denam, you were right. I owe you an apology. My life remains yours to do with as you will.
We should withdraw before they receive reinforcement. Fall back to Chrysoro.
Aerosol wants to join the party. Yes, sure, why not? Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the war and report. This is back to the normal save file. We're going to first go to talk, and we can, if we click on this, we get access to a new dungeon. Farampa open to hunting. Duke Ranway has decreed that the Farampa Wildwood, which has long been neglected due to the war, is to be open to hunters. Though hunting will first be limited to the southern tracts bordering Tynemouth, other areas are to follow. The Walister are growing in power, but they yet lack funds. It is thought they seek to profit from Farampa's bountiful reserves. People, Vice. The Duke rewarded his loyalty by appointing him the leader of the Resistance, his third spear. He was ordered to do away with those who know the truth of Balmamusa, and he now seeks to kill Denam. Oh wait, we read that first part. She clashed with Denam, believing him responsible, but was driven back. After learning the massacre was the work of the Resistance, she left their ranks and joined the Order of Tran. She was once courted by the Resistance commander, Sir Leonar. Get the title for rescuing Aerosol and getting her as part of our army. Joined forces with Aerosol, one of the few who knew the truth of Balmamusa, and fought free of a trap laid by Vice. Alright, so that is it for this episode. We're going to go ahead and show you just a few other items that are totally superfluous. First off, if you wish to dismiss Aerosol, either you didn't want to recruit her or you dismiss her after she's joined your party, this is what she has to say.
The mistake is mine for choosing my allies so poorly.
Okay, so this is the training mission or mode. Here's some of the things that she says if you try to do other stuff with her as a guest.
Is there someone else you can ask? I think I'm taking ill. I think not. I'll keep my own counsel on this.
Alright, and at this point she's still a guest, so in the storyline of things, she has joined our entourage for the purposes of finding out the truth. She has not yet found out the truth.
One moment you save me, the next you want to cast me aside? You're as fickle as the wind.
And because I didn't get it before, we'll go and have Kashiwa speak about training mode.
I'm so tired. Let me sit this one out, would you?
Okay. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Reborn. I'll see you next time.